Hi everyone, my name is Evelina Cosplay and today I would like to talk to you about my Spider-Man costume because there are a lot of people asking me how I made this and if I would like to put a review on it on YouTube, so that's why I decided to make a video on it. This suit is based on Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, but I did a few changes to make it a more feminine. I mean, I changed this part because it's really like a triangle for Tobey Maguire, and for me I did a little make it more girly. Yeah, first let me tell you how I made this. It's sort of homemade. I mean, I didn't entirely sew everything because I bought two morph suits. I bought a navy blue one and dark red, and I combined these two to make a Spider-Man suit. So I traced the red part onto the red suit and cut that out and sewed it onto the blue part. Which was quite a lot of work and very hard to do, but I managed to do it somehow. The webbing is, I think, a new technique for you. I did this with acrylic paint and gel medium. First, you have to make a pattern. I did this with a sort of see-through paper, very thin, and I put the suit on the ground, put the paper on top of it, and just traced the red part on the paper, and then I made the webbing pattern, and then you'll get something like this. I'm not sure if you can see my lines from there, but I made the webbing pattern entirely by hand. I mean, like a little measuring and trying to figure out how it would look on the suit. This took me a lot of work, but I think I did a great job on this. If you have this, you put some plastic foil, I don't know the English word, but just some plastic on top of it, and then you make your acrylic paint gel medium mixture ready. I just use this sort of paper. It's coated with a layer of plastic, so you can easily scrape the paint off of it. And I used natural grey Amsterdam acrylic paint and gel medium, extra heavy, very important, and gloss, also very important. And this is also from Amsterdam all acrylics. So first you just grab your gel medium, put a little bit on there. I'm not gonna do that now because that's just a loss of gel medium, and that's a shame. Just a waste. And then you put just a tiny little bit of paint on it and you mix it up. Then you have an improvised piping bag. I use this Ziploc bag as my piping bag, and I got a hole on one of the tips. Make sure you make a hole that when you you squeeze the spaghetti out of it, it's gonna look like a rectangled kind of form. Not rounded, because you want the thick rectangled webbing. Scrape the mixture off, put it in the piping bag, and then you'll get your pattern. I'll have a pattern of the boot right here. with the plastic on top of it, and then you just pipe it on and wait for it to dry. I usually I left it overnight, and in the morning it'd be dry, and when it's dry you can just pull it off, and then you have something like this, like a rubbery, flexible gel medium acrylic paint thingy webbing. You have to do some adjustments if you like, if it wasn't very neat or anything, just cut the parts away and do it again or whatever. It's very easy. The spiders, I did that with the same mixture. I had the pattern of the spider, and then I just put some plastic on top of it and then stroke the mixture out on top of it, and then a few layers so you get a thick spider. And then after that you have to trace the spider pattern onto the plastic, your rubbery result. Trace it on again, cut it out, and then you have yourself a rubbery spider. Like this one, and also this one. This one is of course with a different type of acrylic paint and a different color, obviously. Yeah, I think that's about it for the tutorial part. I put the zipper right here. I know now that the best way to put your zipper is a U-zip, but I didn't know that back then, so I did it like this because I thought that's what they did, but they did not, but whatever. I have to say, this zipper works fine actually. It's just you can't zip up yourself because this is very, very tight to your body, so there's a lot of tension on it, so that you have to have someone who can zip you up. But besides that, it looks alright. Maybe I have to put the zipper here too, because now I have like Velcro. It's underneath here, and that's not very, yeah, it looks alright, but not that neat. Yeah, which leads me to the pros and cons. A very big pro, I believe, is that it looks cool. I mean, the overall look of the suit is really cool, in my opinion. I mean, you can see that the webbing is 3D, and it's not just printed on, and I think that really makes it a lot cooler. Well, the cons, if you look up closer, you'll see that it's just not very neat. I mean, well, you can see it's homemade. The spider, it's not like flat everywhere, and there's it's not very nicely cut, and you'll see some glue, and it's alright, but it's just not that very professional. Also, something that is not so pretty about the suit, that there is no muscle shading. I mean, if you're very muscular yourself, you don't need that, but muscle shading really gives that extra depth and extra 3D effect to your suit, I believe. But, well, I just used 2 morph suits and they don't have muscle shading, so no muscle shading for this suit. The webbing does stretch, but not as far as you want it to, as I said, because well, if you stretch it out too fast or too far, it's gonna snap. And you can see that on some places on my suit, like the waistband and parts around the elbow, my shoes, my shoulders. In those parts there are some places where the webbing snapped, and I glued it with a very strong glue on every cross point, and with an elastic glue on the straps in between. So it's not, if it does snap, it's not like gonna stick out, but at some point it will, and then you just have to glue it back together. And I wore this at Dutch Comic Con 2015, and sometimes I just sat down and glued my suit back together and went back walking again. And I used I don't know how you call this glue, like super glue I think in English, but when you put that glue on your suit, it's gonna come through the fabric onto your skin at some point, so you'll have a burn on your skin right there, and that's a big con, but I can live with that. Alright, the soles. I just used very cheap sneakers for this, and I cut the fabric off and put the sole in the suit. I cut a hole in the socks and pulled the fabric over the edges of the sole, and then glued it down and also sewed it down. And it was a lot of work, and I broke a few needles, but eventually it's it's very firm. I think it's very strong now, and you really can't rip it off or anything, so it's very secured in place, and that's great. I think now I've told you everything. If you want to know more about this suit, if you have any specific things you want to know, or any questions, anything, or if anything's unclear, just tell me, put it in a comment or send me an email. You can also find me on Facebook. Just search for Evelina Cosplay and you'll find me. Let me know what you think about this video and what you would like to see in my next video, and see you in my next video. Bye!